Meanwhile, things are decidedly less frenetic for the members of another team, who even have time to share a soft drink while on the road. This is the Category 3A prototype Mata Hari, Martin Lüchinger and Herbert Reif at the wheel. Mata Hari can sail along at 70 kilometers, just under 45 miles an hour, and for them, the Tour de Sol is simply 6 days of trouble-free driving. The name Mata Hari comes from the Indonesian words for eye of the day. In other words, the sun. Nothing to do with the famous spy. This three-wheeled car comes equipped with an onboard computer and disc brakes. The super light aluminum chassis supports a fiberglass body capable of transporting 2 people plus luggage. After the Tour de Sol is finished, Mata Hari will be awarded the Migros Prize for the car most adapted to day-to-day driving. In the short term at least, the day may come when we're all driving in cars like Mata Hari, charging our batteries by electric power at night, or exchanging used batteries for fresh ones at a solar gas station. This is an interim solution which will work until solar cells become more practical. Today's highly efficient monocrystalline solar cells are a far cry from the crude cells of yesteryear. Since the photovoltaic reaction is all in the first few millimeters of cell surface, it's really only necessary to make very thin cells. The so-called thin-fin cells, now being mass-produced for calculators and watches, will likely replace the current thick cells in a few years as soon as it's possible to make larger versions. Scientists are now looking at very exotic materials for solar cells. Tour de Sol 1997 might run on gallium arsenide, cadmium sulfide, or indium diselenide thin-fin tandem cells, super efficient and cheap enough to use in your family coupe. The current monocrystalline cells are super expensive. Less efficient polycrystalline cells used by some Tour de Sol entrants are somewhat cheaper, but still out of the range of the average consumer. This is Mata Hari team's first Tour de Sol. At Rankweil, we take a close look under the hood of this powerful little solar car and ask Herbert Reif how the team is reacting to their success up to this point. It's been like a little adventure, he tells us. We had no idea the car would work so well. We've been very gratified to find out we're among the leg leaders almost every day. We were very surprised it went so well, and it's been great fun too.
Wir sind sehr positiv überrascht, es macht Spaß, ja.
The Panasonic team has found a small factory which has agreed to stay open after hours to make replacements for their car's defective parts. This is necessary because you can't simply walk into an auto parts store and get solar car parts off the shelf. Designer Andreas Schneider has to take some time to describe to the technicians just what it is he needs. The Panasonic car's transmission and drivetrain are manufactured from very light metals to unusual tolerances. The technology for such a racing vehicle makes it far more delicate than in prototypes for mass production like the Mata Hari car. The Austrians suggest a steel ring to make this component more stable. The technician suggests it might be better to find out what was wrong with the part before making a new one, saying that simply making a reserve of the old one wouldn't do any long-term good. Schneider replies he'll be happy if the new component simply holds out until Arosa. So the technicians go to work and manufacture a replacement to put Panasonic back on the road. Friday, July 3rd. Today the rally passes through 3 countries, through the Principality of Liechtenstein, back into Switzerland, to end at Chur in the canton of Graubünden. Distance, 63 kilometers, almost 40 miles. As the humidity increases, early morning dew coats the solar cars, waiting for their moment in the sun. Today is the last normal leg before the solar racers will have to tackle the mountains between Chur and Arosa. Most will be taking it slow today to conserve power for the home run. One of Tour de Sol's characters is the Berliner Karl-Heinz Schumann. He's running in Category 4, which allows charging from solar-generated electrical current. Schumann, a semi-employed journalist, once took his eccentric vehicle right across the Alps to the Italian town of Bari. I'm hooked into the normal electricity grid, he tells us. Solar energy aside, normal electricity is used far too little during the nighttime. If I can run at 30 kilometers, 19 miles an hour, and I have 150 kilos, 330 pounds of charging area, then I have an ideal car.
Wenn ich also im Stadtverkehr 30 km/h schnell fahre, eine Zuladefläche von 150 Kilo habe, ja, dann habe ich ein ideales Auto.
At the daily driver's briefing, organizer Urs Mundweiler warns teams against traffic rule infractions. Since Tour de Sol is held on open roads, all speed limits and other rules of the road apply. Tour de Sol awards penalty minutes to cars observed breaking the speed limit or driving dangerously. This sort of warning hardly applies to Veronika Klingmann, who had so many technical problems even before the rally started. For her, Tour de Sol has been a real adventure, a series of breakdowns and much hard work pedaling her solar mobile. Today, Veronika intends to take it slowly to save solar and human energy for tomorrow's mountains. Solaris, Panasonic, Engineer School Biel. It's a battle for the lead, crossing into Liechtenstein with little fanfare. Liechtenstein's capital, Vaduz, dominated by the prince's castle. One wonders if he's watching the Tour de Sol from his lordly heights. Certainly his loyal subjects are out in force to see the Sunshine Rally, as cars from all categories fight it out on the streets and highways of the mountain princedom. Axel Krause is still dominating the race, but today he'll have to be satisfied with a fourth-place finish. Even so, it's obvious that in the overall ranking, he's the man to beat. American James Warden is still very much in the race, just short of the top 10. The slower cars have a chance to admire the idyllic passing countryside as the rally leaves Liechtenstein and passes back into Switzerland, an event that's marked only by a signpost beside the road. They take their bicycle races seriously here. Even the Tour de Sol has to stop to let one pass. This herd of cows seems far less interested in the passing rally than in the cameraman in their midst. No such diversions for the leaders, who all arrive at the finish line in Chur in under 90 minutes. Saturday, July 4th, the final leg. A mere 30 kilometers, 18 miles, up 1,100 meters, 3,300 feet. Today, Tour de Sol will tackle the Alps. There's cloud hanging around the mountains in the early morning, but as the day progresses, Old Sol is out to donate his energy toward this, the toughest leg of the rally. And they're off, with Axel Krause in the lead, a position that's beginning to seem like his natural place. As the rally begins its final leg, we might mention there's already a sort of winner. The U.S. firm Arco Solar, represented in Switzerland by Fabrimex, has produced 70% of the solar panels used in the Tour de Sol. 80% of the finishers will be equipped with Arco Solar panels. While Category 3A leaders are just starting off their race, Category 1 speedsters are already up on the mountain, beginning to negotiate the 270 curves. Automobile drivers have been asked to avoid this road during the rally. With speed like this, you can instantly see that solar energy is more than just a dream for the future, but a practical alternative around the next corner. The top cars are into the finish in just under 3/4 of an hour, with the two Solaris teammates at first and third. Last year's champ, Beale Engineer School, has to settle for 4th place. Panasonic arrives 5th. And Oscar von Millerschule comes in as the Category 2 winner. Matahari finishes 3rd in Category 3A, with Rolf Disch the winner in Category 3B. A repaired Rallos made the leg in fine style to finish 10th overall, a triumph in itself after their accident before St. Gallen. American James Warden finishes the rally in 15th spot and wins the Panasonic Fairness Prize. Team Zumikon recovered from a start problem to win the rally in Category 3A. Racing driver Mark Surer is the winner in Category 4. Axel Krause is the new world champion. Aside from his trophy and purse, he gets a trip to Australia to take part in the Solar Challenge, a race on solar power across the entire continent. For many, merely finishing the Tour de Sol is a triumph. Some will now go back to their workshops and computers to begin building their cars for next year's Tour de Sol adventure.